for the kind attention of the passengers. 31443 up Shialda Gulhati local will leave from platform number 4A.
Over the last 10 years, I've spent so much time traveling out to these villages in rural West Bengal, India to try to understand why 30 years after the discovery of arsenic in well water, so many people are still drinking from contaminated wells. My name is Gokul Sampath. I'm a doctoral student in the Department of Urban Studies and Planning at MIT. My research is about ways to ensure safe and clean drinking water for everyone on our planet. But the piece of that big problem that I specifically focus on is the arsenic crisis in India, where millions of households have been chronically exposed to naturally occurring arsenic in their drinking water. One of the gripes I have with the way we assess whether people in the developing world have access to water is that we focus a lot on how far people are from the nearest water source. But that approach actually fails to capture something really important, which is whether that convenient source is safe to drink from. Like most poor countries, in India, groundwater is the primary drinking water source for the rural poor, and relying on untreated groundwater carries serious risks. When water supply planners don't account for these risks, it can have terrible consequences, which is how we got to this point with the arsenic crisis in the first place. Beginning in the late 1970s, thousands of shallow hand pumps were seeded across rural West Bengal and Bangladesh by UNICEF to provide every household a water source that was reliable, convenient, and safe from cholera. Unfortunately, we now know that about 1 in 4 of these hand pumps have been contaminated with naturally occurring arsenic in the groundwater. Chronic exposure to even small amounts of arsenic in drinking water can cause cancer, dermatitis, stroke, and heart problems. Even though the government has gone out to these villages to build safer and deeper wells, households often don't use them because fetching water from a distant public well is far more onerous than risking exposure from a contaminated hand pump at home.
In my research, I try to understand how households adapt to arsenic in their drinking water and to find ways we can sort of nudge them towards safer water source choices. And what I found is that households' water source choices are actually surprisingly constrained and complex. So getting a household to choose a safer water source isn't as simple as just informing them about the health risks, because someone in the family needs to be able to act on that health information. And in the case of a village in rural India, that means that some woman or girl needs to take extra time out of their day to fetch water from a more distant safe source and bring it back. As a J-WAFS Fellow for Water Solutions, I will use my research to guide public health and water supply planners to design systems that fit the needs of rural households. A big part of planning based on the evidence is having solid research. With the groundwork of knowledge laid down, I hope to work with local government agencies in India to solve the arsenic crisis.